Thank you for joining me for your top stories from Israel. I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land. And you guys know that we take a look at those top stories making headlines in Israel every Monday to Thursday. So let's dive right in, and we begin with President Herzog, who has returned from COP27 in Egypt. He met earlier today with the Central Electoral Commission's representative, who handed him the official election results. Now, the president is expected to meet with party heads over the next coming days about the possibility of forming a government. He is expected to tap Benjamin Netanyahu. He is the leader of the Likud party, the party that won the election with the task of forming a government. And Netanyahu has until December the 10th to put his government together. If he fails to do so, it goes to the next candidate. Now, President Herzog has spoken about the importance of togetherness and has said that he really would support a unity government, but that is not for him to interfere with. That is up to the political system to decide. Meanwhile, speaking to reporters earlier today, Defense Minister Benny Gantz addressed the issue of supplying air defense systems to Ukraine. The defense minister said that even if we could, we don't have enough, or we don't have the production rate to allow for us to empty out air defense systems in order to supply Ukraine. And this would continue even if Israel did change its policy of supplying military aid. Meanwhile, we will continue to supply Ukraine with as much humanitarian aid and assistance as possible, as well as intelligence. And going back to President Herzog, he awarded the president of Cyprus, President Anastasiades, with the Presidential Medal of Honor earlier today at his residence. He lauded the friendship between the two countries and thanked President Anastasiades for his role in putting together the trilateral relations between Israel, Cyprus, and Greece that works towards an improved Mediterranean region. Meanwhile, Benjamin Netanyahu also met with President Anastasiades earlier today. Now, tonight and tomorrow, Jews around the world will commemorate and remember KristallNacht, also known as Reich Pogrom's Nacht. This is the night that many of us see that was the harbinger to the Holocaust. And this took place in Germany and annexed territories on the night of the 9th and the day of the 10th of November in 1938. Tonight we will commemorate 84 years since the night that saw Nazis and their supporters, including ordinary civilians, loot, trash and set fire to hundreds of synagogues, Jewish-owned shops and businesses. It also saw the rounding up of 30,000 Jewish men who were then deported to concentration camps. Now, it is very important, especially as the years go on, to commemorate and to remember KristallNacht, because this was a night that didn't start with gas chambers. It is a stark reminder that the Holocaust, the worst genocide in the history of mankind, did not start with gas chambers or death marches. It started with words. It started with words and then boycotts of Jewish businesses. It started with discriminatory acts against Jews passed in the government and in legislation. And today in 2022, you would have thought we would have learned as humanity, as human beings, from the lessons of the Holocaust. Sadly, the opposite is true. We are in a situation today where there is a tsunami of anti-Semitism around the world, including the United States, that has presented itself in every possible iteration. Whether it is the words uttered by rappers and celebrity sportsmen, whether it is the denial of the Jewish people's rights to our ancestral and ancient homeland Israel through the movement that we call Zionism, also by celebrities and those who would seek to render Jews stateless and defenseless, or whether it is old-fashioned anti-Semitism. in the form of hate speech and attacks on Jewish people and Jewish installations. It is happening around the world today. So today, more than ever, please take a moment to think about the events that precipitated the Holocaust, that started with KristallNacht. If possible, please participate in the international Let There Be Light campaign by either lighting a candle, leaving a light on, and posting your pictures of this to social media with the hashtag Let There Be Light. Never forget the importance and the devastation that can be caused by words. And the imperative is now on us, this next generation, to educate the next and the next, to ensure that the lessons of the Holocaust are learned through the generations, so that when we say never again, it is not an empty promise, it is in fact a reality. That brings me to the end of today's edition of the Israel Brief. Please don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Subscribers to our newsletter, you will be getting your newsletter today and tomorrow. Our Facebook page is at Lottel Site. You guys know what to do. Like us, follow us, share our content, and our YouTube channel is at the Israel Brief. Don't forget to click on that red subscribe button, and our Twitter page is at Lay of the Land 5. I'm Roline Marks for the Israel Brief, and we'll chat to you again tomorrow.